Hi, I'm Merkaba Molly. I was inspired by Kermit Frog to make this video. A couple of weeks ago I saw a video on YouTube by the Muppets. It was about the climate change. It was part of the Google campaign about climate change, which is talked about during the last few weeks because there's a big conference happening around that in the governments. And I was sharing this Muppet video and then I heard a song in my head which was delivered to my internal hearing via my guides, and it was the song by Neil Young, which I've got on a CD, called The 4th of July. I could hear the song in my head, but I wasn't sure why and what relevance it had to what I was doing. Anyway, so I looked up the lyrics and it was all about looking after the environment, and I understood my guides were saying do more on this. The next day I was thinking some more about this kind of thing, and again I heard that song, so I knew that this video was important. And then I was thinking of some other videos I want to make first, but then again I heard another song which was really pushing me to make this video now. So here it is. This is about your spirit team and guides who will come to you specifically to help you with your lifestyle changes, to improve your or lighten your footprint on the environment, and also for people who are potentially have environmental activism in their path. Also maybe people who are creating new technologies or products that are going to help the environment. And I imagine many campaigners are also getting inspired by their spirit team with ideas and inspiration coming forth to take part in action against climate change. So I'm wondering if you are getting inspiration and ideas potentially around the food you eat, the things you buy. Some of us are being guided towards minimalism, zero waste, making our own clothes, shopping mindfully, reducing what you buy, like really being mindful of consumerism. What else? Oh, the vehicles we drive, the choices we make basically in our life. So my personal story around this is that back in 2016, I was going traveling in Southeast Asia to about 4 or 5 different countries, and I had a goal. This was for 3 months. I had a goal to not use any plastic bags while I was traveling. I don't know why, the idea just came to me. And I took a couple of reusable shopping bags with me so I could avoid doing this. One of my first countries was Cambodia, and I was staying in a yoga retreat near Siem Reap. It was outside of the town, so it was in a rural part of the city, and there was a market down the road, so I borrowed a bicycle and went for a ride early morning to see the market and take some photos. And along the way I noticed many of the houses had like a front yard. This was very, very rural, so it was just pretty much dirt, red dirt roads. And in the front yard, many of the houses had a ditch. Like they'd literally dug a hole in the earth in front. And I asked the yoga retreat manager who lived there, he was American, I asked him why were they doing this, and he told me that's where they put the plastic. So then I noticed the people were riding around with plastic bags with water in them, and then I asked more questions and I was hearing that plastic was a bit of a status symbol because Americans or Westerners were using plastic bags and now they had them too. So from that extreme to going to Nepal and doing a trek and going to a town called Pokhara where they have banned the plastic bag. And I've also been on another trip to Ladakh in India, in the Himalayas, where they banned plastic bottles. And they do this because there's no way to recycle them, and they are aware of the detriment to the environment. So I was already on this big anti-plastic brigade. And then at the end of 2016, I was inspired one day to stop buying tissues, Kleenex, whatever you might call them. And when the box finished, I went looking for handkerchiefs. So I went to a few different shops and I couldn't find anything that I liked. It was mostly like ugly man hankies. And then my brain started thinking, and then I started getting inspiration. And over months, I was getting inspiration from my spirit team about making handkerchiefs. And then one day I sat down and drew designs for hankies. It just came like that. 4 hanky designs just came out of me in an instant. I had found a course to do screen printing, and I started, and it was just going to be some fun, but then it kind of steamrolled into a full-on hobby where I was going to markets selling hankies. And after the whole process of going through that, I can look back and understand what was happening. When I was having a stall at a market, I was the only hanky stall that ever had been seen. And people were asking me, and little kids were asking me what hankies were, and they had never seen them before. And then I also had people arguing that hankies, like husband and wife would argue that she didn't like the hankies, she didn't want to have hankies in her house, she had to wash them, etc. And then the man was very full on 100% forward for hankies. So I was having a presence in a big thoroughfare of people, basically prompting them to question hanky usage. So I understand, looking back, I was there to start people thinking about hankies. And likewise, there were people selling beeswax wraps and other eco-friendly things. So I feel like we're all being pushed to talk about this more and to get other people thinking, how can they improve their footprint on the earth? How can they reduce their impact? And many of the benefits are for yourself when you do this. So it's helping everyone, including yourself. So I'd love to hear your stories if you are receiving any guidance around this. And if you've actually taken action, it'd be wonderful to hear more about that. Until next time, namaste, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.